Okay, we're asked to explain why this statement is true. If measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle XYZ equal 180 and angle ABC is congruent to angle XYZ, then angle ABC and angle XYZ are right angles. I've chosen to do this as a two-column proof. And here's the first thing that I'm going to state. I'm going to state that angle ABC is congruent to angle XYZ. That is information that was given to us, so justification is given. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to state is that the measure then of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle XYZ. What's the justification for that? Well, the definition of congruent says that if two angles are congruent, then their measures are equal. Okay. So the measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle XYZ. Now, from there, I'm going to state that the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle XYZ equals 180. And they told us that. That was up here, right here. Okay? So the justification is that it was given to us. Keep going. Next thing I'm going to say is that now the measure of ABC plus the measure of ABC is 180. Notice that they've told us that, well, after giving us that the angles are congruent, we made the statement that their measures are equal. Since their things are equal, we're allowed to use the substitution property to take anything that's already there, in this case, the measure of angle XYZ, and replace it with anything that it's equal to. Here, measure of angle XYZ is equal to the measure of angle ABC. So I replaced this with what it's equal to. Okay? And how I was able to do that? Substitution. Now, we've got two of these. We've got the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle ABC equals 180. Since we have that, we can just write 2 times measure of angle ABC is 180. And I just added them together. So I just call that simplifying. Okay? Now, watch what I do next. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 to get down to a single one of them. And that is the division property of equality allows me to divide both sides by 2. Okay? Now, we've established that the measure of angle ABC is 90 degrees. Okay? And there's a couple ways you could do this next step. I could have said, if this is true and these two are equal, then I could subtract that amount from both sides. But what I did instead is I just said, I'm going to take the statement from 6, that the measure of angle ABC is equal to 90, and I'm going to, remember, the measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle XYZ, so I can take this measure of angle ABC and replace it with what it's equal to, measure of angle XYZ. Okay, so that is substitution. I substituted in this for this, since we know up here that they're equal. Okay, and then the one last thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to say angle ABC and angle XYZ are right angles, which is what they asked us to prove. Remember, in the last step of your proof, you should always be making the statement that is the thing that they want you to prove. Angle ABC and angle XYZ are right angles. How do we know that? Well, the definition of a right angle is that if it measures 90 degrees, then it is a right angle. So there we've proved that angle ABC and angle XYZ are right angles.